afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, February 16th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. We will be having a time for change call tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. Important for us to learn in this life, as we've been trying to learn in many lifetimes, don't let your feelings take you hostage. When any negative feeling like anger, sadness, despair, grief, depression, or guilt arises, sit with it. Allow it to come into your body fully and give it full permission to enter you. This way you become the master of it, instead of it taking you hostage and owning you. Giving your feelings space and time to be fully experienced will most definitely empower you completely. Have you ever tried it? When you allow a feeling and experience to enter your body in the rawest form, without the story attached to the feeling, you bring a deeper, more grounded energy into your body and mind. You become more present, alive, less controlling, fear-based, and more juicy as a human being. Do not dwell on them or the story. Just allow each feeling and sensation to flow through. With patience and curiosity, you will soon discover a deeper peace that abides at your very core. You truly become the master of your emotional life when you can feel all your feelings and enjoy them all. All the faces of the world are mirrors. What kind of reflections do you see in the faces of the people you meet? Japanese folktale. The magical mindset is an inner knowing that we can manifest, move energy into form, create it into reality, and experience it. We can manifest anything we want at any time we desire. It is developed through the awareness that we are a magical being, each of us, with a deep connection to a universal, infinite source of creativity and power. When you are living with a magical mind, you are open, positive, and ready to see solutions without demanding that they show up. You see the good in the worst of situations, accept everything around you as your personal enlightenment teacher, and truly believe that anything is possible. With this magical mindset, the universe will immediately open new doors that were once closed to you. You will shift the way you look at life, yourself, your thoughts, who you think you are, and who others are in the world around you. The ancient secret and key to harnessing this magical mindset has been passed on down through many generations of wise masters and teachers. This secret comes in the form of an analogy. It can be digested on the deepest levels. When you constantly apply this understanding to the situations in your life, it will empower you wherever you are in your journey. The analogy is that your mind is a flawless mirror, and you are the light consciousness and energy shining and reflecting off it. If there is something stuck on your mirror, then the light you shine to the world will appear to be less brilliant and flawed. If your mirror is always clean, then the divine reality will be everywhere you are. There are two ways of spreading light: to be the candle or to be the mirror that reflects it. Edith Wharton. The greatest challenge we are here to overcome is to see this amazing divinity through the many years and lifetimes of conditioning and karmic dust that has gathered on our mirror's surface. Excuse me. This dust is caused by our energetic attachment to certain belief systems, thoughts, feelings about reality. Our dust particles are those over-personalized opinions, judgments, mind games that we repeatedly allow ourselves to get hooked into. The karma is our energetic attachment to each dust particle. Even though dust is very small and can be easily overlooked, somehow, if you continuously focus on it or try to deny its existence, it becomes so pervasive and overwhelming that you won't be able to see, feel, or experience the divine reflection in your mirror at all. In our most relaxed state and natural state of being, we are seeing life through a completely dust-free mirror. The smooth, natural surface of the mirror perfectly reflects this perfect divine reality exactly as it is. Without tainting what is seen, the light, your soul or spiritual body, is shining like the sun, eternally bright and beautiful, forming your experience of reality around you. The light never fades in brightness or intensity, yet the mind will obscure it. When the mind becomes overly attached to the past or future, it causes the dust to gather into thick dust everywhere on your mirror. This is all part of the greater plan of your spiritual awakening. We have committed, in a way, the gods that we are, to have an experience of liberation and freedom when we sweep away these inner dust piles. If we have done some internal cleaning, meditation, and our dust is scattered thin, our experience of reality will be generally expansive, freeing, and full of wonder. Now, if our mind is the master and we its slave, our dust is most likely very thick, and we may not think life is such a divinely empowering and freeing experience. If a small portion of your mirror is dust-free, it may be enough, just enough, to let the divinity that you are shine through and sweep clean the rest of your mirror. All that is needed is a change of the angle of the mirror's dangle, and the world is experienced in a new light. Think about that. Do you remember any experiences in your life where everything appeared crystal clear around you and the world felt magical and alive? Your mirror may have been shaken, and so the dust fell off temporarily, or perhaps it shifted angles. You changed perspectives, and the light of your consciousness blasted through momentarily. The greatest thing to remember is that there are always a few dust-free spots on the mirror, and you can have an enlightening experience at any time. There's many spiritual teachers, and one in particular, Papaji, Punja, who has helped many people blast through their mirror, blast the dust clean, every last dust particle in a matter of 30 seconds. You may then be able to experience the entire universe in perfect clarity. and incredible lucidity will remain with you. No matter what situation you may be in, your old illusions of the world would be shattered. And you would begin experiencing every being that you meet from a new intelligence and perspective. And you may see that there is truly a flawless divine perfection in every person and situation that you encounter. And you would feel a sacred synchronistic order of everything in the entire existence. And you would know there were no coincidences ever, ever, ever. Everything you would feel, think, notice, or experience would be a part of this grand alignment and greater purpose. Powerful, enlightening messages would continuously be downloaded from an intelligent universe in even the most trivial of encounters. From this enlightening experience, you would discover that this is your natural state of being and is available to everyone when the mind is freed from all the dust. Our moments of clarity are usually short-lived because another thought, dust particle, will float by, and as soon as we become over-identified with it, it sticks to our mirror. The instant any identification happens, the dust becomes stuck to you like super glue. As you may know, dust will naturally gather around your home if you don't get out the dust broom for a month or two. The fact is, if you're not consciously wiping your mind clean in each and every moment, dust will naturally accumulate on it. The world is full of dust. It is totally unavoidable and not our fault to acquire a layer or two along the way. This accumulation and release of it is part of the spiritual growth and evolution we are all here to experience. Be at peace and see a clear pattern and plan running through all your lives. Nothing is by chance. Eileen Caddy. Somewhere, excuse me, along the way, around age 6 or 7, we started to over-identify with ideas and opinions of other people. We started to create our own opinion so we could have the experience of being separate and independent from the outer world. Maybe, excuse me, maybe you wanted chocolate instead of vanilla-flavored ice cream, and you got upset because they were out of chocolate that day. You then formulated a reaction to it, mimicking the response mom or dad demonstrated to you in a previous similar situation. They had a reaction from your reaction, and you began gathering ideas and opinions about yourself, others, the world. Your ego became very hooked into certain ideas about who you were, and at times you became extremely negative about the world, yourself, and other people. You started separating yourself from the universe to find peace with it, and created even more ideas about who you believed you were. The dust began to accumulate, and the rest is your life story. You are not a human being in search of spiritual experience. You are a spiritual immersed in a human experience. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. Growing up in a society with billions of other delusional and contagiously dusty mirrors will naturally rub off on a fresh, clean, young mirror. The day we met our family, they already had layers of dust on their mirrors and were busy smudging you with the right beliefs about relationships, love, sex, religion, school, career, marriage, politics, etc. And that was just the way the world was. You, of course, automatically thought this was how you should be too. And so the dust gradually began to cling. At an age before you were even aware of what awareness was, you took their programmed illusions about reality hook, line, and sinker. You took their programmed illusions about reality, hook, line, and sinker. Growing up, you probably never met a single soul who was totally dust-free. So who was going to show you that you had dust or even how to remove it? All those teachers, friends, and schools were layered themselves and did not know any better than to toss gobs of dust all over you. With all their dirt, it is truly a miracle you are alive and actually conscious today. You were forced to learn coping skills to help compensate for the negative ideas you had about yourself and the world. Some of these skills may have been not getting too close to people, for they may be super dusty and full of dirt. Now, you may be spending your time unlearning most of the patterns that once saved you at that young and feeble age. If you take the responsibility for your life, you can start changing it. Drop the fear. You took up fear in your childhood unconsciously. Now, consciously drop it and be mature. Then the life can be a light, which goes on deepening as you go on growing. It's important to know that at a very early age, you were unconsciously tricked into believing a lie. The lie is that you are small, powerless, and unable to be whoever you want to be, and have whatever experience you desire. You were hypnotized to believe that you weren't an all-powerful, infinite manifesting being that can manifest anything instantly. For many generations and millennia, we have been trying, as a species, to wake up from this grand delusion. Our minds have fallen into the trap of this. This is what everybody thinks. So is the reality. We were conditioned to believe all sorts of ridiculous things in a desperate attempt to find our way and somehow make it in this world. We were continuously fed information that fueled the experience that we were limited, unworthy beings, disconnected from an infinite manifesting source. Our parents tried to pave a more enlightened way for us by teaching us their beliefs that worked for them in some way. What they did not know is that each ingrained belief is just stickier dust falling upon our flawless mirror. Do you remember, those childhood days when everything was light, enjoyable, effortless, and you just played in a state of wonder all day long? What type of mindset did you have? Was it magical? You were basically living a moment to moment in a state of inspiration, in spirit. You were living in a state of wonder about everything you saw. Even when bad things happened, you soon forgot about them, and life continued to be an exploration and wondrous ride. At one point in your past, the dust was mostly non-existent on your mirror. The light reflected through to everything you thought, felt, and experienced. It always had that potential to return to this divinely natural state. This is what enlightenment is all about. A deep understanding that there is no problem. Then, with no problem to solve, what will you do? Immediately you start living. You will eat. You will sleep. You will love. You will work. You will have a chit-chat. You will sing. You will dance. What else is there to do, Osho? With all this dust, you may be wondering if your life is completely messed up, that you are a total failure. Absolutely not. Your soul, you committed, you decided for this dusty journey, for the same divine reason we all did, so that we could have this wonderful experience of transcending it. The more dust we have, the brighter the experience of the divine reflection will be once it's removed. Before our souls came back to try human again, we accepted the divine delusion of separation from our infinite source just so that we could learn some incredible lessons, experience growth, and have the sensation of an amazing return trip home. And this time without the flash. And yes, we were each here to experience the world as a place of flawless divine energy, intelligence, love, and complete abundance. The universe created dust to give us contrast, comparison, and similarities so that we could make choices. Without choice, there would be no free fall. And without free fall, well, what is the point of life? You get to choose what you want to manifest, see, and experience every day. So get used to it. You will have choices to make every moment of every day for the rest of your life. There is one choice, however, that will always open your magical manifesting mindset. When you continuously make this choice, it will transform your life completely in a matter of days. This is the choice to be free from all dust in each moment and to realize you are this infinite divine presence here, now. So I'll put it this way. Will it be the ego-centered, anal-controlled, hurried, attached world that is worried about money, the future, your image, and has fear-based opinions of everything? Or will it be the relaxed, trusting, free-flowing lifestyle that feels connected to everyone, is the energy of love itself, and can manifest anything? You can make this decision now. Each of us can. Yet remember that this is a choice and that you will get to make again and again and again. Vision is not enough. It must be combined with venture. It is not enough to share or stare up the steps. We must step up the stairs. Vaclav Havel. The problem with making this decision every day is that you may not truly see that the choice is here now. There are many, many layers of dust in the way, and we must warn you, it is super thick in some places. This muck of thick dust comes from all of your attempts to become someone or do something significant to become that important somebody. You have tried to become this special someone because you have forgotten your divine nature and connection to this infinite presence. This is your greatest ignorance of all. It is also what causes your instant manifesting ability and magical mindset to become so clogged and scattered that they may seem completely non-existent. Your ego is probably not going to like this statement about your ignorance. Yet exactly how true is it? Do you live each moment free to explore and experience your divinity through everyone and everything? Every time you forget you can be free from all thoughts, you have stopped thinking magically, and limiting belief systems start to sneak in. The more you focus on the dust, the thicker it becomes, and soon it is all that you see. If we told you over and over that you were this infinite presence of divine energy and awareness over and over and over, you would forget it. This is something that cannot be digested through the intellect. This mind is too small of a container to hold this vast God presence. We have spent too many years and lifetimes over-identifying with our important dust particles and are deeply conditioned to believe we can think our way out. The intellect is of no use in trying to figure out a permanent solution to this dusty situation. Freeing ourselves from the dust takes a very persistent and courageous spirit to go deeper inside through the layers of thought dust into the pure beingness of your heart and remain present and open. Your divine essence will automatically reveal itself when you are solitary, quiet, and have a solid intention to contact it. In this space, you will harness the amazing power of the magical mindset. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure we all will be relaxed. And relaxing the body is paramount. Head to toe, inside now. It's your choice. It isn't anybody else's choice. It's your choice to relax that body that you're in. No matter what is happening outside of us, we have the power to do so. We choose. You choose to be, after a while, you don't know it, but you keep choosing to be stressful. And after a while, you don't even know you're stressful because you're so used to being stressful. So relaxing the body, for all of us, doesn't it make sense that the body carries us around? Wouldn't you rather have a relaxed body carrying you around than a tense, stressful, distraught body? And our bodies, let's face it, they're like super magnetic sponges. All the stress, all the fear, all the worry, all the doubt, all the guilt, everything just floods in. Guess where it's stored? The subconscious mind. The subconscious mind, it copies everything the ego mind generates, every thought, every experience, every attitude, from not just you, but everything outside of it. So when you relax, you focus on your breath. Easy in through the nose, easy out through the mouth. You focus on it. Focus on the breath. Listen to the breath. Listen to it go into the body. Listen to it go out of the body. Feel the rhythm. This immediately relaxes the body. It moves you into the now. And understand, through your heart minds, the now is all we have. We don't have tomorrow. And we don't have yesterday. Can you guarantee? Can you guarantee it for yourself? Can you guarantee that you're going to wake up tomorrow morning? No, none of us can. We can't guarantee it. That's why we're in the now. Can you change your past? What? No, those are experiences that you had in the now. It's gone. Finite. Dissolve. What does being in the now do? It stills the ego. It stills the mind. And it stills the subconscious mind. You've just eliminated all your stress, fear, anger, sorrow, worry, guilt, all of it. Also, the mind chatter that we all have. What is the mind chatter? Well, we all put out, each of us, over 60,000 thoughts a day. It never ends. Not only that, we have tens of millions of thoughts, you might as well just call them programs, that fly by like clouds in the sky. They're not ours. The ones that are ours are the 60,000 some odd that we send out. All the rest are coming in. You can see how confusing this can get for so many of us. So by going into the now, you still all that. You're in a place of total relaxation. You're not worrying, stressing, or fearing. Why would you? You're only in the now. You're not in tomorrow. You're not into yesterday. You're in the now. So you just continually focus moment to moment. That's why if someone came to you and said, what are you going to do tomorrow? What do you have planned tomorrow? You wouldn't have a clue. You'd look at them like, what? No, oh no, I don't roll that way. I'm only in the now. I focus myself in the now. You know, whatever you do is your prerogative. I chose to focus on the now. That's how I live my life. And you'll find out that's your natural state of being. See, those of us who live in the future and the past at the same time incessantly will worry, stress, and fear, aren't we? Aren't we doing that what everybody does? Because they're not in the now. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. And it isn't a judgment. It's just time for us to wake up and get out of the past and get out of the future and stay in the now. Be at peace. Start practicing calmness inside where the God that you are is. So, it shouldn't be that tough, right? But we're in such a habit. All of us. We get that habit and we seek that which is outside of us. Then we worry, stress, and fear. We have expectations and attachments, and then we suffer. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Once you start tasting the now, you will not care to leave it. Now, the ego mind, it does not want any of us to go into the now. Because it knows that if we do go into the now for any significant period of time, while we're in the now, they don't exist. Ego mind isn't there. Has no influence over you. Period. Can you see why it does everything it can to keep us in the future or the past? But not the now. When do you work? Do you worry in the now? No. Do you stress and fear in the now? No. Only when you go into the future or the past, you suffer. See, this is we're always worried about tomorrow. We're always worried about tomorrow. Could be an hour from now, minute from now, year from now. But it's discovering about who and what we are, and discovering what our natural state of being is, and learning to keep the dust off of our mirrors. Now, picture three paths in front of you. One on the left, one in the center, one on the right. Now, they're pretty much identical. And they look like, if you look at the path, you're standing on this golden circle and you look at this path, and you got trees that have canopied over, formed like a tunnel, cave or whatever, a roof, and they're all golden shimmering, the leaves, the bark, and everything. The path itself is a brilliant emerald green flaming grass. Now, the only thing that you can tell is that on the left side, the path is really worn. It looks like it's been heavy-duty used. And it's the same with the one on the right, the future. The one that you're standing on, the now, is like brand new. Why is that? Because the majority of us on this planet do not live in the now. Oh yeah, maybe a second here or there, but not consistently in the now. So this is why so many people on the planet suffer. Stress, fear, worry, feel guilty, powerless. Now, we all reminisce. We all do. We'll go into the past because we have memories and we have fun times, part of this life. And so what we do is that we have a library, each of us, private library. And we open the door. It's our subconscious mind. And remember, subconscious mind mirrors everything, reflects everything, collects everything. Not only your stuff, but everybody else's stuff. And not just one lifetime, but all lifetimes. So but it's different when you know that. So you go in the door, you turn on the lights, you shut the door, you go to the shelves, you get your movies, your pictures and stuff, and then you sit in the easy chair and you watch the movies and you reminisce. You have a great time because you enjoyed that time. Oh, I really loved that. That was such a fun time. What a great summer. Boy, that winter was great that year. And even some of the things that we don't care to visit, we do on occasion just to remind ourselves not to do it again. Say. But then what do? We put the movies back. We put the books back on the shelf, the pictures and everything. We turn the light off. And we close the door. And we move forward. Now, some of us, though, will go there and stay there. I don't believe it's consciously. I believe it's unconsciously. And they'll stay there so long that they end up taking the past, bringing it into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future from that past, and reliving that past in that future. And this is why a lot of people will say no matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. We also, none of us are exempt from going into the future. The future we create in the now. Everything happens in the now. But we still go into the future because we don't know that everything happens in the now. And we think everything is separate. So we go into the future and we want to know things. We want to know when things are going to happen for us. Okay? We want to know when are we going to meet our lifelong romantic partner? You know, when am I going to have a better job? When am I going to have a better boss? When am I going to make more money so I can enjoy my life more? When am I going to be well enough, healthy enough to enjoy my life? And what happens when we don't get the answers? Remember, we're in the future, right? We suffer because we gain expectations, right? We gain expectations and attachments to these things that we keep looking at, that we want to be in our lives, that we want to have happen with us, period. Isn't that strange how that works? Now, in the now, none of that. None of it. So how do we stay in the now? Well, here's where we practice every day, 24/7, to be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves, and to stay in a state of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, purest of the purest, eternal gratitude. So we remember, we have all these thoughts, these programs that fly by like clouds in the sky, and even though we're focused on the now, doings in the now, we have a tendency to grab onto one of those clouds and ride it, you know. And they're not our thoughts, but we do this. They're tricky too because they attach your name to the thought, so it tricks you into believing, oh, this is my thought. It sure is a strange thought, but it must be my thought. My name is on it. And understand you're not the name. So anyway, we do that. And it isn't a biggie. We are now aware, so we focus on our breath, and we are in the now 3,000% of the time, which means always. So you can see how we can literally stay in the now all the time. Why would we want to what? Suffer, stress, fear, worry, attachment? And I'm not saying it's a simple process because we're so addicted to suffering and pain. So if you look in your body, and you know you're not the body, right? You're not the character, you're not the personality, you're not what you have, you're not your status. You're the God. So you see these 7 lights go from the tailbone to the top of the head. What are they? Well, on this planet they're called chakras. And what's the definition of chakra? Wheel. So these are wheels of light. What are they made of? Spirit, etheric energy. What are we made of? The gods that we are. Spirit, etheric energy. Omnipotently powerful. So we flow through these bodies 24/7, as long as we're in them. Head to toe, inside and out. We know everything in these bodies, everything about these bodies, right down to the quantum quark. We know how the blood flows, the blood platelets, the cells, the structure, everything. So in eventuality, we will learn, as we continue with our inward journeys, we will learn that we are the power of healing these bodies, the gods that we are. And we will get to the point as a civilization, we will be able to heal these bodies at a blink of the eye. Absolute fact. It's a given. How long? Who knows? It's up to each of us. It's a choice, actually. Now we do know that we're consciously aware. What does that mean? What does consciously aware mean? It means that we know that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. We're made of highest frequency. And we enter these bodies and we power them up, and they sustain, the body sustains itself to hold us so that we can experience physical form. So the soul enters the body, the soul is the heaven, heaven isn't a place, that's the trap, you're the heaven. The body is earth. Heaven on earth. Every step we take, we are creating paradise. Not only that, we're shining our light. What is the light? It is such a high vibrational frequency that it is the brightest white of light in existence and beyond. Love. And we shine that love that we're made of, the light that we are, the God within in these bodies, 24/7, infinity and beyond. Now, yes, there's parts of us that are asleep and parts of us that are awake. And obviously, those of us who are consciously aware will shine our light brighter, and it won't have so much dust on the mirror. Now, some of us may discover that we will be able, when we decide to leave these bodies and we're in the sacredness of space, the gods that we are, that we are the light, the love. Why would we need to follow a light that shows up in front of us? Does that make any sense? That's the matrix trap. We know we're the light. We aren't going to follow a light. Now, knowing that some of us are asleep and we love them just the same because they're part of us, they're not going to participate in anything. They're just out like a light. But then we have the parts that are consciously aware to a certain extent that are awake. And this is all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And these are, the massive amount of numbers is like the Googleplex. The Googleplex fills this entire universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. And these are trillions of Googleplexes from trillions of universes and coming in every different direction. Now, this is the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. This is the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Vedantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All the off-worlders, the galactics, and the celestials. Now, the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. We don't see them like we see each other. But they're there. And they have been for lifetimes. And the gods within them are no different than the gods within us. Now, we meet with them on occasion. We meet with them a lot, but we don't remember we don't recall every meeting. But the ones that we do is usually when we're talking with a complete stranger, and we had it's not like you're going to intend to meet with somebody, but could be anywhere, and this conversation begins, and then it ends, and then afterwards, it just dawns on you that was not just a regular conversation. That had to have been an angel. And you feel a little bliss. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time because of their vibrational frequency. They can hold a large number in a small area. And they have a message. And the message is eons old. And through many lifetimes, they continue to deliver it to us, but in many different ways. And it really breaks down to this understanding. Isn't it absolutely magna glorious, stupendous, splendiferous to be alive in these bodies? And it is. It's just that we forgot how wonderful it is. We just take it for granted. Because I will share that when we leave these bodies, when we decide to leave these bodies, the gods that we are, we don't eat, we don't sleep, we don't make love, we don't hold hands, we don't kiss, we don't laugh, we don't cry. We don't drink, we don't do any of that stuff. You imagine not being able to do any of that? You can see why these bodies are so seductive and enticing for us all, because as we come into them and then we develop amnesia. We forget how wonderful these bodies are. We just kind of take them for granted until something happens that causes us to stir up, because then we get concerned, and then we find out we haven't learned about the body that we're in, and we become even more concerned. So then what do? Seek external authority, complete strangers to tell us what is going on with our bodies, and they don't know. Surprise, surprise, surprise. That's why being in eternal gratitude is absolutely imperative and paramount. And it is a choice. It's a choice between suffering and peace. Now, if you want them to surround you, ask them. They will, and you'll be in bliss. In a blink of the eye. Now, the ascended masters, they have ascended into physical form, mastered physical form, ascended out of physical form, hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. Now, light energy beings, with this planet. Because of the eyes we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. So the different light spectrum, light energy beings, the red, infrared, the violet, ultraviolet, the blue, the ultra blue, there's many, and they come in different size, shapes, colors, forms, and configurations. We just don't see them. But there is a group, and part of that group, we are very dependent on these bodies. As fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, centaur, the minotaur. Now ask yourself, in that body that you're in, can this body survive without water, without air, without earth, without fire, without wood, without ether? No, can't. We are very, very, these bodies are very dependent on the magics of the elementals. Now, the off-worlders, celestials, galactics. Over 1,000 species travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. Now, we're familiar with a small group. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. Now, this particular group's been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, it doesn't matter if 1,000 billion light years. There's no separation. We're all one. And we're all here to liberate this planet Earth guy, Arya, in this now. Head to toe, inside and out, completely. Of all Lord dark matter, survival matter frequencies. And so to speak, arm in arm, hand in hand, consciously aware. In full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God, force, love, light, energy isn't all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to grow. And it continues to intensify. And it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of white fire light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This white fire light, ring, circle, emanates from what? The gods that each of us are in these bodies, the love. And not only that, it's permeating this planet, head to toe, inside and out, 24/7, infinity and beyond. Nothing can escape it. It permeates, saturates, and floods everything. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. And this white fire is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1,000 trillion suns to even come close to its brightness. We begin to ascend above this planet, and we're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. Now, this wouldn't be an ocean that you would visualize on this planet. Way beyond that. So we kind of take things that we're aware of, combine them to come close to how we would view it. And in this case, it's a massive fireworks display grand finale, which we've never seen on this planet, and a massive laser light show finale, and the ballroom globe. The mirrored globe reflects all light everywhere, except this one's 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intensive. Now, combining all of those into one massive crescendo is about as close as we're going to come to identifying this ocean of glitter. Now, we're curious, so we go to the reflective points, and as we move in, we discover that these little tiny, microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors, and so we enter them, and we're totally blown away. Because all of us, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever, all of us are teaching and learning each other. We learn from ourselves, teach ourselves, learn, and we teach others, and we learn from others. It's never ending, infinity and beyond. We're told that the tree is life, right? That's how we grew up. But it isn't the tree. It's the God that enters the tree, that powers the tree, that gives the tree life so that the God can experience that life. That's the way it is with everything. And everything is a teacher. And the more you start realizing that, and you're in a situation, you're around someone you can't stand, they're your best teacher. They're teaching you things about yourself that you don't want to know. But you will know. This is all very positive, phenomenal, spectacular. Especially on an endless journey, wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you feel? So the bug in the rug might teach you something. The fly on the wall, the dog, the cat, the horse, the cow, the bird in the sky, the tree, the bush. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that the gods within these bodies are the power of healing these bodies. We're then met with the violet blue purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire light. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are protected with a white fire armor. This is nothing like the armor on this planet. It's way beyond that. How is this created? It's created from the love force, the God within each and every one of these bodies. It is the highest of vibrational frequencies. Love. And it cannot be penetrated by lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. So you don't have demon possession, attachment, all sorts of interesting things with these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. They can't sustain themselves and their form when they get near us because of our frequency. They have to leave. So they leave. They stay away from us. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough through conscious or unconscious, with greed, fear, anger, hatred, worry, stress, anxiety, envy, revenge, jealousy, hurriedness, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow Lord Dark Matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, you are immediately met with double column of light. First part of this column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are, gone, no more. We are then met with the violet ray. This is a column, part of the column of light that we created to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, We can literally cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we created to remind all of us, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the sun, the sunlight. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the sunsets and the sunrises. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the trees and the forests, the soils and the animals, the skies and the clouds, the mountains. We are everything. Everything is us. So the next time you do see or view a sunset or a sunrise, a starry lit night sky, a rainbow, a snowfall, it is you. Always has been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It is you, the God within that body. So when you do see it, that is the God that I am. And you will experience bliss. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us decide to step outside our physical form and to hover effortlessly above it if we are carrying physical form. The reason we do this is because it is fun and we can. We immediately come upon this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we see this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere, we see this massive, humongous golden white ball of light. It is, in turn, surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light that seem to never end, infinity. All of this has created a super bright white, misty cloud that's reflecting. It's got arcs of energy. It's glittering, flashing, and it enters through our heart minds. And it's like a warm embrace that never ends. Now, we discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest eternal love. Then comes gratitude, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, tremendous prosperity, tremendous, spectacular abundance. And we discover that all of that is a reflection of the gods that we are inside these bodies. Now, at the top of this column, we designed it so that the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, infinity and beyond, as it's doing right now. What is it? What is the golden ocean? It is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Love can take on any shape, any appearance, any time, in the blink of the eye. And it's flooding this planet. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Nothing can escape it, this pure, deep, eternal love. Now, we're all drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of it. Golden ocean is the drops, drops of the golden ocean, and the only illusion is separation. And we see our meditative sphere. We all created this sphere over 4 years ago. It holds over 1,800 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Now, these meditations continue to intensify, grow, and expand. This flood, saturate, bathe this planet completely. And you can enter it anytime you wish. We must always begin life in the here and now. This moment is truly inescapable. Every time you try to escape from the now, every time you try to escape from the now, you suffer and are immediately tossed back into it with the feeling that you had some significant or insignificant experience of a past or future event. You call that fun? Me neither. Always remember, be here now because you are. Stop believing in who you think you are and just take 1 hour today to do nothing. Just relax into your body and be with whatever energy arises during this time. See what all is happening inside you today. Relax and rest. Give yourself permission to do absolutely nothing. And very soon, you will discover something truly amazing, the awesome divine being who you really are. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Take 45 minutes today to rest deeply inside yourself to the very core of your own presence. Remain here as long as possible and let it rejuvenate every cell in your body-mind. It is from this space that you will understand how you are the center of all creation and exactly how to manifest everything you want. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. We will return here tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern for our Time for Change call. And tomorrow, Thursday, February 17th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.